A symbol of elegance and endurance, Princess Caroline of Monaco has endured many tribulations, but none more heartbreaking than the abrupt and sad death of her second husband, Stefano Casaraghi. Caroline's anguish was obvious as the world watched in quiet, a devastating reminder of life's fragility and her tenacious spirit. A racing accident killed Casaraghi, a handsome Italian businessman and offshore powerboat racer, leaving Caroline and their 3 young children. Caroline remained strong and dedicated to her family despite this heartbreaking setback. She has endured her personal and public struggles with extraordinary calm, honoring Stefano's legacy while constructing a future for herself and her children. In this video, we examine Princess Caroline's life, how she dealt with this tragedy, its effects on her and her family, and her legacy of love and perseverance. We'll reveal Princess Caroline's undiscovered sorrow tale and her incredible capacity to find hope and resilience in the darkest situations. The world welcomes Princess Caroline. One may argue that on January 23, 1957, Caroline Louise Marguerite Grimaldi was born with a silver spoon in her mouth. Prince Rainier III, her father, gave her a kind gaze, while Princess Grace, her mother, held her close. Later, younger siblings like Prince Albert II and Stephanie, her stepsister, joined her. Despite coming from a typical background, Caroline had a rather unconventional family life. For instance, her father descended from royalty, wed American actress Grace Kelly in what was seen as an uncommon match. Could this history have contributed to Caroline's experiences throughout her life? Being in a happy life as a child. Caroline didn't grow up in an elite household, even though she was born into a royal family. Rather, she cultivated a bond with her maternal grandparents by spending time with them in Philadelphia. Perhaps Princess Caroline's popularity was influenced by this grounding event. In an interview with People magazine just before she passed away, Princess Grace described Caroline and Stephanie as sweet. In addition to being brilliant scholars, she said, "They are superb athletes as well. They swim and ski quite well. They can sew, cook, play the piano, and mount a horse. Above all, however, my kids are respectful of others, terrific athletes, and know their place in the world. They have empathy for the issues and worries that the modern world faces." Caroline's education and family were not the only things that kept her grounded. Caroline's extensive list of academic pursuits. Caroline thrived at St. Mary's School and had a passion for learning. She graduated with honors from the French Baccalaureate in 1974 because she wanted to continue her education and go outside her comfort zone. She wasn't finished, however. Caroline then relocated to Paris and enrolled at the Sorbonne. She performed very well once again, earning a certificate in philosophy along with majors in biology and psychology. Her strong educational background would help when she eventually assumed more responsibility. Being the First Lady without a title. Princess Grace sadly died in 1982. She not only left a void in the hearts of her loved ones, but she also left a hole in Monaco's political system. Although it wasn't formal, Caroline stepped forward and assumed responsibilities for becoming Monaco's de facto First Lady. Caroline assumed many of the First Lady's responsibilities, even though it wasn't an official role, and she did so until her brother got married in 2011. A year after his wife's passing, Prince Rainier told the press that Caroline had taken on her mother's responsibilities with the same zeal, but that there would be more to come. Taking on more responsibility. Despite the unanticipated sorrow of Princess Grace's death, the family had to carry out their obligations. Princess Caroline formed a group and assumed many prominent positions, including the Princess Grace Foundation president. Additional positions included the president of the Red Cross, the Springtime Arts of Monte Carlo, and the Garden Club of Monaco. Princess Caroline, however, wasn't satisfied with only carrying out her mother's wish, and in 1985, she announced the founding of the Ballet of Monte Carlo. In addition to handling all these duties, Princess Caroline tried to start her own family. A miserable first marriage. Princess Caroline married quickly after that. She married Philip Junot, a French financier, when she was only 21. Gregory Peck and Frank Sinatra were among the more than 600 guests who attended at this lavishly planned event. But even the most opulent luxury was unable to keep the couple together. The couple filed for divorce less than 2 years after the marriage quickly began to fail. Princess Caroline married her second husband without waiting for the Catholic Church to annul their marriage, even though it would take several years for them to do so. Developing a family with her relative. Princess Caroline recovered rapidly and with great resiliency. She rekindled her marriage in 1983, exchanging vows with offshore powerboat racer, socialite, and businessman Stefano Casaraghi of Italy. The couple had 3 children, Andre, Charlotte, and Pierre. They had a happy life. The children, nevertheless, were not regarded as legitimate successors to the throne since Princess Caroline's previous marriage had not been dissolved by the Catholic Church. Yet once the family experienced tragedy, this detail was no longer a big deal. A sad demise among the family. Death is never an easy process to go through, and when it happens suddenly and unexpectedly, the pain is exacerbated. Stefano lost his life in a speedboat racing accident in 1990. Princess Caroline was seen as a widow and a divorcee at only 33. She collected her kids and relocated them to the French hamlet of Saint-Rémy-du-Provence to hide them from the prying eyes of the media as she dealt with the loss. The Catholic Church chose to reinstate the children as legitimate heirs, even though they were not given any royal titles, in the hopes that they would lead regular lives. Let's go on to husband number 3. You would think that Princess Caroline's experiences with death and divorce would have put her off marriage, but 9 years later, on her 42nd birthday, she would wed her 3rd husband. Caroline fell in love with Prince Ernst August of Hanover, Duke of Brunswick, and the two were married. Along the way, Princess Caroline's title was extended to Princess of Hanover. The pair had a solid start to their marriage, which was a calm civil ceremony. Princess Alexandra of Hanover, Princess Caroline's 4th child, was born later that year. However, another factor still made the union be seen as fortunate. The union is blessed by the Queen. Princess Caroline's marriage had been beset by misfortune, but everything was about to improve. Queen Elizabeth II issued an Order in Council on January 11, 1999. The matriarch is Prince Ernst's 4th cousin once removed, and the marriage could not have been deemed lawful in Britain without her royal assent. My lords, I do hereby declare my consent to a contract of matrimony between Her Royal Highness Princess Caroline Louise Marguerite of Monaco and His Royal Highness Prince Ernst August Albert of Hanover, Duke of Brunswick-Luneburg, said Queen Elizabeth II. According to the Royal Marriages Act of 1772, marriage was lawful according to these words. The blessing of the Queen was insufficient. Her marriage to Prince Ernst August of Hanover was her 3rd, but their relationship was not as happy as it first seemed. After 10 years of marriage, the pair filed for divorce in 2009, with Caroline allegedly relocating to Monaco from the family castle they had been residing in Paris. According to a Daily Mail piece from that period, the pair seemed to have been leading different lifestyles for some time. The film also alluded to a long-standing family belief that a witch from the 13th century cursed the family, preventing them from ever having happy marriages. The precise cause of the breakup was never formally established, but when Prince Ernst August was seen in photos many times with other ladies while on vacation, there were speculations of adultery on his side. Together, they have a daughter. Ernst used her likeness as a means of deceit. After Prince Ernst was seen kissing a different lady in Thailand in 2010, there was a lot of speculation that Princess Caroline and Prince Ernst were divorcing. Pictures of the prince with a lady from a slum in a Romanian town named Simona were published in a German magazine. Observers of the European royal couple thought the pair had made an agreement allowing them to live separate lives despite being officially married. Later, Prince Ernst was in Phuket with another lady, while Princess Caroline spent Christmas alone in the Swiss ski resort. The pictures on Phuket's Freedom Beach show the prince in the water with a lady who looks a lot like his poor, suffering wife. Prince Ernst August was conspicuously absent from public engagements for most of that year. Princess Caroline transitions into a new part. Over the years, Princess Caroline had often shown her ability. After her brother, Prince Albert II, failed to have any legal offspring, she assumed the role of heiress in 2005. Having said that, he did have two illegitimate children, Alexandra Costa and Jasmine Grace Grimaldi. Princess Caroline promised herself that she would be the heir apparent if her brother had to die. It was just a question of time before Prince Albert II had a legal successor before his passing so that she could be freed from this obligation. Did Caroline miss her chance or avoid a bullet? Princess Caroline was glad to assume the position of presumed heiress, but her dream of becoming empress would never come true. The wife of Prince Albert II gave birth to twins in 2014. The legitimate heirs would be Gabriella Theresa Marie and baby Jacques-Henri Renier. Jacques would be the heir apparent by default since he was a man. We can't help but wonder whether Princess Caroline was happy to escape the burden of becoming on the throne or saddened by the missed opportunity. Princess Caroline develops into a well-liked charity. There is more to being a princess than just bling and glamour. Being an inspiration to the world's population and setting a positive example requires a great deal of work. Although Princess Caroline was first exposed to charitable endeavors while serving as the First Lady of Monaco, she persisted in her dedication even after dropping the title. Princess Caroline was rewarded for her efforts and natural ability to lead by example. The UNESCO Director General designated her as a Goodwill Ambassador in 2003. She was distinguished due to her dedication to initiatives promoting women's and girls' education. Award for UNICEF Children's Champion. Princess Caroline has a wealth of charitable service experience. She began organizing galas and fundraisers for the Monaco Red Cross when she became the organization's president in 1958. She also threw birthday celebrations for the young kids the charity helped. She never let up and was recognized for her charitable efforts in 2006 with the UNICEF Children's Champion Award. The accolades kept coming in, with Princess Caroline receiving the Grand Cross of the Order of St. Charles, a dynastic order of knighthood, and recognition from the World Association for Children's Friends in 2011. Increasing her global influence. The father of the country, Nelson Mandela, was welcomed by Princess Caroline and her brother, Prince Albert II, when they visited South Africa in September 2007. The siblings raised an incredible 2.5 million euros for Nelson Mandela's organization, which helps impoverished children, by hosting a charity dinner. The princess was impressed by the freedom warrior and worldwide symbol, telling him, "You are a living example of what a human being should be. We will make a sincere effort to uphold the excellent standards you have established. If there is one thing you have taught us all to do, it is to care." Princess Caroline's graceful demeanor throughout it all is perhaps more remarkable than her charitable endeavors and strong family ties. Examining Princess Caroline's style in more detail. Princess Caroline has always exuded an air of sophistication and elegance in her style. 2020 saw the broadcast of a 3-part BBC documentary, Inside Monaco in the UK, which brought the princess's incredible sense of style to the general public's attention. The documentary provides a brief look into the Monaco royal family's life, which also features Princess Caroline's presence at a Casino du Monte Carlo event. She is shown in the video wearing a Chanel feather gown and looks much like her famous mother, Grace Kelly, who was well known for her avant-garde fashion sense. Among the most fashionable royals in history. The BBC program just served as an illustration of Princess Caroline's refined and graceful lifestyle. It's clear from looking back that she has always been on top of style and fashion trends. She dressed elegantly and in the newest trends as a child. She was usually the finest dressed person in the room and always appropriately attired for the situation. Princess Caroline never skipped a beat, from her dress and tie ensembles of the 1960s to her elegant chiffon dresses of the 1980s. Princess Caroline has been accepted into the Vanity Fair International Hall of Fame for having a look that withstands the test of time in recognition of her sense of style. However, that's not all. A multifaceted empress. Princess Caroline has not let herself go as she ages. Vogue ranked her as one of Europe's most fashionable royals at 63. We're not shocked, given that Karl Lagerfeld, the creative director of Chanel, was one of her closest friends. Princess Caroline does, however, have interests well beyond style. She also loves sports and goes swimming, water skiing, jogging, and horseback riding. She has also supported the Scouts, and the association, disguised as Scouts du Monaco, even elected her as its honorary president. Is there anything Princess Caroline is incapable of achieving? A princess of honor and humility. Like many other royal family members, Princess Caroline remained anonymous and seldom spoke with the media unless she had something important to say. Nevertheless, her charitable endeavors and sophisticated appearance convey much more than many interviews could. We can't dispute Princess Caroline's reputation as one of the most elegant, collected, and giving royals she has garnered over the years. Even if she hasn't always had an easy existence, she has the admirable attention of the outside world.
If you've watched the video till here, that means you've enjoyed the video. Subscribe. Don't forget to turn on the notifications bell icon